Before we get to our top story, there are rumors circulating that Coach Bobby Hauck is going to be returning to Montana as the 37th, which is very signatory, the 37th Grizzly head coach. Unofficial reports are saying that he has been hired. However, the athletic director, Kent Haslam, when asked, said no. So, moving along. Montana Senator Steve Daines, one of the Republican holdouts, has a vote to advance the Senate's tax bill approach late Wednesday. Daines explains how his no turned into a yes vote.
There's been some good progress for Main Street businesses in this tax cut bill. I was able to secure more than $60 billion in tax cuts for Main Street businesses. In fact, these Main Street businesses will then be able to provide more jobs and, importantly, higher wages in Montana as well as across the country. I've seen enough progress to vote yes today to move the debate forward to the Senate floor.
With opposition from Trump opponents like Arizona's John McCain, the outcome of the final Senate vote is still uncertain. Missoula resident Ethan Donaldson was excited when he shot his first bull elk on the last day of hunting season. However, jubilation turned to anger and frustration after someone stole the head of the elk out of his truck, which was parked right outside his apartment.
I tuck it down on the bed of my truck, and when I go inside my apartment, because I didn't want anybody to take it, and I walk out the next morning and to drop it off at my buddy's house, and it was just gone. And I was in just disbelief on how somebody could do that to somebody else. It was just crazy to think about. It was a 5x5, and, it's got a really distinct rack. On the left side, it's got a kicker off of it.
A photo of the elk can be seen on our website at newstalkkgvo.com, of course, with the smiling Donaldson there with his prize. Missoula police spokesman Travis Welsh said police did receive the theft report on Tuesday and are now searching for the stolen elk. However, there's been some difficulty in assigning a value to those missing antlers.
Regarding the theft of an elk skull and antlers in the 2500 block of Clark Fork Lane. It is a theft. However, to establish the value will probably take, consulting with other agencies to try to determine if there even is a value that we could apply to it to determine the seriousness of the offense.
The value will determine whether the theft is a misdemeanor or a felony. According to Vivica Krauser from Fish, Wildlife, and Parks, 1 or 2 crimes like these are reported every year. Sometimes the animals are stolen right out of people's garages. Lewis and Clark County Sheriff Leo Dutton was taken to the intensive care unit of a Bozeman hospital after suffering a heart attack. The Helena Independent Record reports the sheriff was traveling with deputies to Miles City when he started to feel ill on Tuesday. He was taken by ambulance from Livingston to Bozeman Deaconess Hospital, where he had a stent inserted to open a blockage in his heart. Under Sheriff Jason Grimace said his boss has regained his sense of humor, is in, quote, good spirits, recovering and building strength, end quote. Dutton tweeted Wednesday that he hoped to be released from the hospital sometime today. At around 10 o'clock Tuesday night, Missoula police responded to a homeowner and a complaint that a stranger had broken in. Police spokesman Travis Welsh has more.
911 received a call from a homeowner in the 300 block of West Alder Street for a man who had apparently wandered into his residence and he had gone in and fell asleep. The complainant said that they did not know the man and they asked for assistance to get him out of his house.
The sleepy man, suspected of being a home invader, was later identified as 29-year-old Manuel Blaine Fisher. While police were trying to interview him, though, things became violent.
The officers escorted Mr. Fisher outside, where they were speaking further with him to find out who he was and if he had a right to be in the residence. And during this field interview, Mr. Fisher pulled what was described as a box cutter or a knife out of one of his pockets and attempted to extend the blade toward the officers when they tackled him and took him into custody.
Welsh says Fisher was unable to open the knife and that no one was injured. Police say Fisher appeared intoxicated during the incident. He now faces a felony charge of assault with a weapon. Montana officials say a company can proceed with the exploration work for a major silver and copper mine near the Idaho border. However, Department of Environmental Quality Director Tom Livers warned the exploration license could be revoked if concerns over the track record of the company's president are found valid. The 300-worker Rock Creek mine is proposed near Noxon beneath the Cabinet Mountains wilderness. Livers on Tuesday issued a 1-year extension for exploration work at the site. However, the approval letter put Hecla Mining Company on notice that regulators are investigating President Philip Baker's previous association with Pegasus Gold Corporation. Pegasus went into bankruptcy after operating 3 mines that environmentalists say polluted surrounding waterways. There were 36 fires this past summer and fall in the U.S. Forest Service northern region that burned 710,000 acres in national forests in Montana and Idaho at a cost of millions of dollars. Due to the scope of the fires, a regional post-fire management team has been formed. Incident coordinator Mike Elson has begun the burned area emergency response in planning, post-fire salvage, and even reforestation.
So fires like the Liberty Fire, West Fork, Sunrise, Sheep Gap, Rice Ridge, Caribou, those ones that people have been hearing about in the news or that, have been affecting the communities are the ones where we're spending most of our time and effort.
Elson said work has already begun to protect communities damaged by the summer wildfires.
On those fires that are of the greatest concern, closest to communities, we've started the field work. In some cases, we made a fair amount of progress, things such as removing culverts so that roads won't wash out when there's an increase of runoff, shaping roads so that the drainage works better, putting up hazard warning signs so the public's informed.
3 of the fires are proposing to salvage 250 acres or less. Environmental analysis will determine the final acreage available for salvage for the remaining 8 fires. The Forest Service has contacted environmental groups and representatives of the timber industry and asked for their input and cooperation in that project. Well, once again, repeating the rumor that we have heard, it is unofficial that Bobby Hauck is going to be returning as Montana's 37th Grizz head coach. Of course, the number 37, the legacy number that the Grizzlies place a great deal of prominence on. And again, this is an unofficial story that has appeared in various social media sources. However, University of Montana Athletic Director Kent Haslam has said, no, that is not the case. So we'll just have to wait and see what's up. Our News Talk time now is 6:12.
News Talk, KGVO.
Missoula's official weather station.
It's a frosty start this morning, but we will see ample sunshine before the clouds roll in. Daytime highs will be in the upper 30s. Tonight, chance of snow showers, a dusting to half an inch will be possible. I'm meteorologist Brooke Foster for Missoula's KECI 13.